Hi, welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Peter. Today I've joined with the mortgage agent professional who's been in industry for a few years providing his services. We're going to talk about myths and facts, why mortgage agent versus a mortgage advisor at a bank, and let's talk about it. Welcome, Simran, to our show. Thanks for coming in. If you want to introduce to our audience.
Thank you, Peter. Yes, my name is Simran Chahal. I've been in the industry for a couple of years. I love what I do, and I'm here to crack these myths that everyone has in the industry.
Okay, wonderful. And let's talk about the myths. Let's start there. Mm-hmm. Every time we come across a client who we meet and they want to shop around for a mortgage, and when we say, let's talk to a mortgage agent professional like you, mm-hmm. to get what exactly fits your needs and what's the best product, they feel afraid of talking to a mortgage agent. They feel that they rather should be going to a mortgage advisor at the bank and deal with them directly instead of going through a mortgage agent. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so definitely understand that hesitation. But what I want to say is, that's a myth. It's actually quite the opposite, right? So when let's say you're just walking into a bank, they're only going to offer you the products that they have. Not to say that banks are bad or anything. I'm not anti-bank, but they can only offer the products that they have. But when you talk to a mortgage agent, we're able to access various lenders for you, various products for you, shop around and kind of find what best fits your financial profile and your financial needs.
Yeah, so it's just like you say one size fits all, or walking into a professional who's going to it's like custom build product for you.
Yes.
That fits your needs exactly.
Yeah. So we can use a fun analogy about, let's say shopping mall. You walk into a shopping mall and you go to one store, like going into one bank, and they're going to tell you, oh, this is what looks best on you in this store. But a mortgage agent is like, having a personal shopper shopping the entire mall and then telling you, this is what's best for you.
So, Simran, let's talk about another myth. Mm-hmm. When we talk to clients and when we refer, say, mortgage agent, they automatically feel that they're going to get a higher interest rate. Is that true?
That's absolutely not true. Often when you're working with a mortgage agent, we're able to negotiate better rates for you. And why that is, we shop around, we are dealing with multiple lenders, we're able to bring in volume, and that way we're able to access pricing and products, that you normally wouldn't get if you were to just walk in on your own. So no, that is not true. If you're working with me, you're not going to get a cranked up interest rate. Often you're going to get a better rate.
So you really negotiate with the banks as well to give you a better rate because you've given enough volume, and now instead of them walking in and whatever the offer they get, and that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. We're negotiating for our clients. We're negotiating for the buyer, right? Okay. And that's how we're able to get those better rates. We're representing you.
Okay. Simran, let's talk about, sometimes we come across people say, look, I can shop around, go to different banks, and I'll see what I can get a better rate. Mm-hmm. Is there advantage or disadvantage by a client doing that? Can you share some thoughts?
So I get that from the client's perspective, but there is a disadvantage. And here's what actually happens when you're doing that. You're taking that same file into, let's say, the 5 different banks, and now your credit is getting pulled each time, right? Multiple times. And then obviously your credit's going to take a hit. That's a disadvantage, a big disadvantage. And then the bank is only offering out of their products what's best for you. When I do it as a mortgage agent, I'm only pulling your credit once. I'm negotiating for you. I'm speaking to multiple lenders and I'm finding what's best fitting your needs. And then your credit's not getting hit. We're properly structuring everything. And at the end of it, it's saving you time. It's saving you money. And then in the long run, any bad surprises. And of course, it's saving your credit.
Yeah, credit's a big thing. Absolutely. Because if you get hit 5 times, obviously the score will be impacted. Mm-hmm. And if you want to go back to your bank and now they're realizing your credit score is down and you may not get that rate that you were originally offered.
Yes, absolutely. And people don't realize that, If you're putting a file in with any lender or bank, that is going to happen. So working with us, we are representing you. We're not pulling it multiple times, and credit plays a huge role to the entire financial picture, so you have to take care of it.
Simran, let's talk about when you're shopping for a client. You said you shop around for different lenders and stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you only shop around for interest rate, or there's other aspects to it?
Yes, so interest rate, of course, is important, but it's not everything, right? There's so many other aspects when it comes to putting a file together for a client. More than interest rate, we have to look at things like, okay, how long is this client trying to hold on to this property? What are the prepayment options when it comes to maybe this specific product or lender? Okay. What are the penalties involved if the client was to break the mortgage? That's huge because it can cost you thousands of dollars, right? You need to be educated in that. So I look at all those aspects. I look at, okay, if it's an investor client, what is the rental advantage or the investor the positive cash flow or whatnot that the investor needs to look at. We look at the entire picture, not just interest rate and just getting an approval alone. And that's the advantage of working with a mortgage agent, because we have to look at all these things and structure everything efficiently for this to be beneficial to you in the long run.
Oh, that's very good points. Some of the points I didn't even know till now that you brought it up. And because a lot of times when we talk, or most of the clients talk, they only talk about, what interest rate am I going to get? Right? They don't talk about penalties. They don't talk about what their future plan is. Mm-hmm. They just really focus on, hey, what's interest rate? Am I getting a better interest rate than versus and this and that, yes. Right? So it's a very good point that you brought these up. And
and I do want to mention, everyone thinks, or a lot of people think that interest rate, you can get the same interest rate as X, Y, and Z, but that's not true. It depends on you individually. Each client, each file is treated differently. That individual might have got a better interest rate than you because their credit is better. They have more assets involved, or, it's the location, the property value itself. There's so many aspects when it comes to that. So you can't just be set on interest rate. Of course, it's a big deal, but you have to look at the entire picture and what that lender is offering you.
Yeah, it's funny you brought it up. I just recently had a buyer close on it, and when they were shopping around for interest rates, they brought this, my friend got this interest rate. Mm-hmm. Why not
get that
me?
All the time.
Right? So yes. they always say, he got a better interest rate, not me. Or why didn't I get a better interest rate? So this, I guess, it explains exactly. There's other aspects why there's every profile or every individual gets a different rate.
Yes.
So that's very good.
Absolutely.
Simran, let's talk about a little bit about the process. So if someone who's thinking about it mm-hmm. to buy a home, when should they get engaged with a professional like you? Should be the one they're already shopping for a home, or way before? So just if you want to tell a little bit about that.
Yes. So I would suggest way before, right? Obviously you have a plan in place, whether you want to purchase a property in the next 30 days, 60, 90 days, a year, and I would say get a mortgage professional involved right away. Get that pre-approval. Understand, what are my options? What do I even qualify for, right? Doing it while you're shopping for your home can be discouraging, because what you're looking at, what you're liking, you might not actually qualify for that. So it's better to do the homework in advance. Talk to me, talk to a mortgage professional. Let's get you pre-approved. An individual, for example, today might think, I know I qualify for $1 million property. But in fact, once you go through that process, you're only qualifying for $800K. And that's obviously going to be a little bit discouraging for you, right? So that's why get a professional involved right from the beginning, so we can guide you and educate you on the process of, for example, why you're not qualifying for $1 million and you're qualifying for only 800. And if you do want to qualify for $1 million, how do you make that happen? That's why it's important. Get us involved, right from the beginning.
Joel, it's very important for people to talk to a mortgage agent before even talking to a realtor.
Yes.
Because when they come to us, the very first question that we ask, okay, how long have you been looking, and have you talked to a lender yet? Because at the end of the day, we don't like to start showing and working, because same thing, we don't want to get them to discourage, they like something and they find out now they're going to a mortgage lender or agent to find out they're not qualified for it. Exactly. So it's a very most important point that you brought, that it's better for them to just get started, talk to your mortgage agent, professional like Simran, to get the knowledge, at least get started on the process. It could be 30 days, 60 days, or a year away. At least you're gaining in knowledge, and now you know what steps to take in order for you to achieve what you're looking for.
Yes, and you're prepared for like a huge decision you're making for your life. Yeah. And you touched on, clients ask a realtor what should happen. And this is a collaboration. This is a partnership that we have with our realtors, right? I like to work with my realtor partners and try to get their clients to talk to us from the get-go, because it just helps you close as well. Right?
Yeah, and that's exactly the relationship that we have, and we always try, hey, look, let's talk to Simran and see what could be done. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to leave any surprises that you come to a last minute and now we have to deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? It's better to know upfront and know the facts and figures, and we can deal with it as we go, or before we even had, right? So it's just like taking a pretty proactive approach.
Yes, exactly. And making the entire process realistic for your clients.
Yeah.
Right?
Simran, let's touch base a little bit about, I know credit score always keep coming back. Do you want to share an experience with someone that you had throughout your career where someone came in with a low credit score and thought they'll never get a mortgage or they'll never be able to buy a home?
Yes. So this, it happens a lot. We did have a client recently, last couple of months, where we just got her closed. And basically she walked in with a very bad credit. And she was told that, oh, you're never going to qualify, you're never going to be a homeowner, you got to fix your credit, etc. And I mean, it is true, you should fix your credit, you should maintain it, but that doesn't mean if you have a bad credit today, you just can't own a property. So anyways, she came, we were able to educate her and guide her. She had decent income, to support her mortgage. We were able to run her TDS and GDS ratios, and they were decent. We were able to work with that and get her qualified, and she is a homeowner today, even with bad credit. Not to say that everybody with bad credit is going to get qualified, but there's always an explanation, let's say, or some sort of justification, right? There could be a personal problem that's justifiable or that can be explained to the lender, and that was the case in this situation. And yeah, she's working on fixing her credit, but she's a homeowner today. Oh. And we were able to get her, pretty competitive rate.
Wow, that's wonderful. Because obviously there's life throws, there are incidents that, it could be a financials or,
Yes.
Other stuff that just goes into life that impacts. But at the same time, having the knowledge and looking at the options, at least,
yes,
it shouldn't discourage you from not getting ahead or what you wanted to
No,
achieve.
Absolutely. I mean, credit is a huge part of your file. But there's so many other aspects, right? And that's why we say talk to a mortgage professional beforehand, get that guidance, get the expertise, get the education to know exactly how do I reach those financial goals, right? It was very important for this client to own this home, and we made it happen.
And I guess that's where the experience comes in.
Yes, of course.
Play, working with files, that person like you who know exactly how to handle that deal versus just simply looking at it and saying, oh, it's not going to work out.
Exactly. Structure when it comes to, mortgage financing is everything. It could make or break a deal. It could get you very incredible, favorable terms or not, right? It's all about the structuring.
Okay. So Simran, we're touching base also on a credit score. It was a great story that you shared. Let's talk about, I wrote it down here, what hurts you the most? Is it on the credit? Is it carrying imbalances, missing your payments, or shopping at different lenders, or something else?
So obviously it's a lot of that. And then, you get your credit hits and all of that on there as well. That obviously plays a role. But that's why we say get mortgage professionals involved right from the beginning, right when you're thinking of purchasing or even wanting to purchase in the next year or so, because if something like this is happening to your credit, we can guide you on how to fix that credit, how to get you back up there once your credit is better. And that usually happens, let's say 12 to 18 months. Then you naturally are going to get better rates, better products offered to you because you have a better credit score. And in the long run, you're going to be saving more. Right? So my job isn't just to sell you a product or get you that mortgage because I'm going to be making money. My job is to be transparent. I am here for the client. I want you to have, favorable outcomes in the long run.
Yeah, and I have felt that with you, been working with you as well, that where we see some of the mortgage agents or like, I'm not saying everyone has a different approach how they handle a business. But with you, it's always a sense of sincerity that where you look at it as a client side of it, how best fits their needs and how we can help them instead of just, hey, this is where I can fit. Let me get you the mortgage and that's about it, right? So it's like offering a complete package and your expertise guiding them through, if it's now or later, at least building that stronger relation.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I want to be a part of, the client's long-term team, let's call it. I want them to come back, and they naturally do. If you are taking care of your clients and you are being transparent and you're educating them, they're naturally going to come back to you because they trust you. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, become a long life clients, right? So good. So Simran, let's talk about. I see a lot of times on social media or TikToks, shorts. Oh, buy with 0% down. You don't have to pay down anything.
I love those. Just kidding.
So let's touch base on that. Is there any product or any lender who has a product that 0% down?
No, Peter. There's no product in Canada with 0% down where you could put 0% down. It doesn't exist.
Well,
yeah,
I've heard on that too. So it's
I think that's just false advertising, to be honest. Gets people in, but the least amount of down payment you could put down towards a property is 5%. That's what's offered, but 0% doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So there's a lot of, as I said, there's a lot of information goes on social media that's not true, and it's better to talk to your professionals before you make any decisions. Doesn't hurt. So
TikTok is fun, but you don't use that as professional advice, I would say.
It's entertaining. Look, at the end of the day, hey, there are some good information on the social platforms. Not everything is bad, but it's just something that you look carefully and confirm information from a professional source before deciding or, taking that information, soaking that information.
Especially when you're trying to, let's say get $1 million mortgage, I think you should consult with a professional.
It's a bigger purchase, absolutely. Simran, there's a lot of information I'm sure our audience got out of it, and there's a lot we can talk about. We can keep going for all day, but let me ask you this real important questions before we end. Why should they choose you? I'm sure there's thousands of mortgage agents are out there. Why someone in our audience should reach you?
Well, Peter, my whole, concept is I'm all about education and transparency. That's what I'm trying to do here. And that's how I take my job so seriously. And when it comes to that, I teach my clients, why this lender, what does the exit look like? Why these terms? And in the long run, I want, my clients to look at a mortgage as something that supports their life, not boxes them in, not looking at it as something negative, right? It's a big deal. And, whether you go to a bank or whether you deal with a mortgage agent like myself, the key is to understanding what you're signing, right? You want to look at everything. You want to look at the entire picture. You want to look at what's best for you. So speaking to me, you're not obligated to be with me, but at least talk to me. The worst case scenario, you're going to get clarity. Best case scenario, I'm going to save you money. I'm going to give you good, honest advice, and, work with me for a long time.
Yeah, that's great. Transparency is the key.
Yes.
We get a lot of information. People having trust issues. And I think, especially when you're buying a big purchase or home like this, you really want to work with a professional that you can trust.
Yes.
And who can really guide you based on your situation. And that's exactly why we do these kind of podcasts, to bring you the right information to our audience, so they can make an informed decision.
Yes, absolutely.
So they can feel comfortable and confident that, yes, the stuff or process or steps that we're taking is the right steps for you. Okay? So Simran, before we end this, would you mind sharing with our audience here, if they want to connect with you, where can they reach you?
Yes, so I'm on all the social platforms. You can DM me on Instagram. I have quite a few educational videos on there that you can watch as well. And then, of course, you can contact me by phone. My phone number is 437-535-6130. I'd love to chat over coffee, over the phone, and let's get things started.
Okay, wonderful. And do you want to share your social channel?
Yes. So for my Instagram, it's at Simran C, I, so SIIMRANC. And then, of course, Facebook, Simran Chahal. And then I'm also on TikTok, Simran Mortgage Agent.
And she's putting out the right information on the TikTok, something a myth.
Not 0%.
0% that. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you here. We got a lot of information. I learned a lot. I'm sure the audience learned a lot from our episode. And stay social, learn, get to know, connect with Simran. And if you like our podcast, please share, subscribe, and keep watching. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.